everyone, so for today's session, I'll be discussing to you how to create cash flow diagram when dealing with problems involving money-time relationship. So here's an example problem. So Anna's new equipment cost 28,000 pesos. She pays 2,500 pesos each year after 4 years for its maintenance cost. Her equipment will generate revenues of 8,000 pesos each year. Then there is an expected salvage value of 6,000 pesos. Draw and simplify the cash flow diagram. So before proceeding, I would like to give you the representation of each value. We have here A, equivalent end of period value. So this is the uniform series of amount. These are the values each year, while F is future sum of money, P is present sum of money, while N will be the number of periods. So now let's write the given. We have P, or present value. This is 28,000 pesos since this is the cost of her equipment. Then next we have the value of our A sub 1. So it's A sub 1 since we have two uniform series of amount here. So it's equal to 2,500 pesos. Next, for the number of periods or N, this is 4 years. So next we have A sub 2 or another uniform series of amount, it's 8,000 pesos. Then next we have the salvage value, it's 6,000 pesos. This will be our F, our future sum of money. Now, given these values, we can now create our cash flow diagram. Okay, let's start. So let me just write CFD here, our cash flow diagram. So since we have a present value of 28,000 pesos, so this is the cost of her equipment. So since this is considered as expenses, then this will be our cash outflow. So cash outflow will be represented by a downward arrow, while the cash inflow like revenues will be represented by an upward arrow. So now we have a downward arrow for P is equal to 28,000 pesos. And this horizontal line will serve as our time scale. And now for our number of periods, we have 4 years. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we have N is equal to 4. Now for our A sub 1, which is 2,500 pesos, this is her maintenance cost for her equipment each year for 4 years. So since this is a payment, then this will be considered as cash outflow. This will still be represented by a downward arrow. So now we have 2,500 pesos for end of year 1, then year 2, year 3, and end of year 4. So here I will put a horizontal line as a representation of our annuity or our equivalent end of period values or our uniform series of amount, which is 2,500 pesos each year for 4 years. Now for our A sub 2, which is 8,000 pesos, this is a revenue, so this will be considered as cash inflow. So this will be represented by an upward arrow. So we have 8,000 pesos each year for 4 years. And lastly, for our future amount, which is 6,000 pesos, we will put it in the end year of the last period, which is the 4th year. So that's it. We're done for our cash flow diagram. But since we are asked to make a cash flow diagram into a simplified one, then we will create that one, okay? Okay, so let's have a downward arrow here for our present value. Let me just draw a horizontal line here. So yes, the value of our T is 28,000 pesos. So since we have 4 years, we have to put it here. So that's our N. So next, in order for us to have a simplified version of our cash flow diagram, we have to simplify as well our annuities since we have two here, A sub 1 and A sub 2. We have A sub 1, our cash outflow, A sub 2, our cash inflow. So we have to subtract A sub 1 from A sub 2. Since we have a bigger amount for our cash inflow, then we have to subtract this one. So 8,000 minus 2,500, so it's 5,500 pesos. So this will be our annuity each year for 4 years. So that let us put this one in our time scale. This will be the amount of our cash inflow. So this will be represented by an upward arrow. Let's place 4 upward arrows here, one for each year. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to put the numbers here. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so let me just draw a horizontal line here for our uniform series of amount. So, or annuity. So this will be 5,500 each year. So I did put a horizontal line here so as not to write 5,500 repetitively. So it basically means that there is a 5,500 each year. So since we have a future value of 6,000 pesos and an annuity of 5,500 in the fourth year, then we need to add them together in order for us to come up with a simplified cash flow diagram. So we have F plus A. So the value of our F is 6,000 while A is 5,500. So this will be equal to 11,500 pesos. So this 11,500 pesos amount will be placed here in the fourth year. So that's it. This is our simplified version of our cash flow diagram. So we have an annuity of 5,500 pesos and we have 11,500 pesos at the end of year 4. And also our present value is 28,000 pesos. So now you know how to create a cash flow diagram in 2 ways, and you can clearly see the difference between the two.